UK media is willing to destroy Harry's credibility at all costs, even if it means lying about a sick and innocent man who has served his country. Prince Harry's army instructor, Michael Booley, claimed that he was tricked by the British media into saying that Harry lied about his military training in his memoir, Spear. Here's the headline of the Mirror. Exclusive. Prince Harry's army instructor says story in Spear book is complete fantasy. The British press reached out to Instructor Bully with the salacious Spanish translated excerpts in Harry's book recounting his military training. The Mirror said to Bully that Harry said, on one of our first flights together, with no warning, Bully threw the aircraft into a stall. Harry continued, I felt the left wing dip, a sickening feeling of disorder, of entropy, and then, after several seconds that felt like decades, he recovered the aircraft and leveled the wings. I stared at him. What in the absolute? Was this an aborted suicide attempt? No, he said gently. This was the next stage in my training. In response to Harry's description of his military training in Spear, Instructor Bowley told the Mirror, I am staggered by this, in shock even. He continued, whilst the book compliments me, the recollection of the sorties and lessons is inaccurate, I'm afraid. It's important to highlight that nothing in the cockpit comes as a surprise. Every sortie is thoroughly briefed beforehand, every single aspect. The sortie is flown exactly as per that brief. The only time there are surprises is later in the syllabus, not as stated in the book, when emergencies are introduced. Engine failures are practiced before the first solo, obviously, in case the student suffers one. Instructor Bully blamed the dramatization in the book on the ghostwriter, saying, I think the reference to the flying sorties has been dramatized. I think it's a result of the ghost writing. I never called him Lieutenant Wales. He was an officer, and I called him Sir. So apparently, in the book, Harry was referred to as Lieutenant Wales by Instructor Bully. Bully continued to say, he, Harry, was an exceptional student, very talented indeed. He is a friend and a man I respect immensely, who would always have my ear. The article boasted that Prince Harry's dramatic account of a suicide training flight is a fantasy, says the man who was sitting alongside him. Mr. Bully was so angry by this article that he took to the internet to make a comment under the article saying, I want the truth to be known. This post is public. Please share my comments far and wide to the below article in order to expose the deliberate deception by the press. I am Michael Booley, Harry's former Sergeant Major flying instructor, quoted in this article. Out of the blue, I was contacted by the press to be made aware they were writing articles, and as I was named in Harry's book Spear, I was offered an opportunity to comment on it. I was completely unaware of this, as I had not seen it. I was then provided with an inaccurate version of the book, translated, and in response, I expressed my concerns about any possible detrimental narratives from the outset. I later saw the English version and highlighted the differences to the press. I was then assured that if I offered any comments, they would be reported on accurately. Stupidly, and against my better judgment, I proceeded on trust. I made it absolutely clear that Harry was an exceptional student and I had nothing but the utmost respect for him. I highlighted some inaccuracies in the book, in particular reference to the flying sorties, but felt that they were probably not Harry's words and highly likely to be dramatized due to the fact that the book was ghost written. I did not know who the ghostwriter was and certainly did not blame him. Not once did I say anything derogatory about Prince Harry, and I certainly never said it was complete fantasy, as the article headlines would have you believe. I made it clear to the reporters that I would not approve of anything derogatory, and yet here we are. I feel let down and betrayed by them. I also feel foolish for having listened to their assurances of trust and honesty. I should have known better. I certainly did not ask for or receive any payments, as some above comments suggest, and am despondent about how this article has been portrayed. Here are the big takeaway of Mr. Bowley's response. He never said Harry's account was a complete fantasy, as the article stated. Mr. Bowley warned the reporters that he was suffering from PTSD and that misrepresenting him can exacerbate his condition, but that did not stop them. He said he feels let down and betrayed by the reporters. He also said that he feels foolish that he had trusted them. He said no money was paid to him to speak to the reporters of the Mirror. I guess this is a lesson for all those who believe that they can trust the UK media.